Ba la la bum ba. Ba la la. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your man Rico. Rico, the opinionist. I'm gonna try to finish this before it gets dark on me. But y'all go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. It's your man. Chillin'. Y'all know I love the spring weather before it turns into that blistering summer during the month of June. I think in May we're gonna be fine out here, just like in Texas, Dallas, Fort Worth. But whew, that when June 1st hits, my God, really it started kind of getting crunk like the middle of May. But I'm gonna say officially June 1st. It's when 100 and something degree, the 100 and something degree days start popping off, right? And they don't know how to be just 100 degrees here and there. This damn Metroplex will be 104 degrees for 60 days in a row. That kind of crap. Whew. Then we have to suffer through August. Like, dang gum. But anyway, I don't know, y'all. I'm sure you just read the title of this live. Been wanting to put it out there for the longest because we have selective outrage. Or we're mad at the wrong thing in Black America. It says Black America, this is the title. Black America should view black rappers and rap music, you know, the kind that's out today, the same way they view black people who are Republicans and black folks who voted for Donald J. Trump. And so just me mentioning the word Trump, y'all already got triggered. And you want to cuss folks out, and you want to accuse me or something. And it's interesting. You meant to a black person say that they're a Republican? Oh my God, y'all just go into like a tizzy, turn into the Tasmanian devil. But then when a black person says I am a conservative, like you just go nuts or something. And so, whew, it's crazy. Or I'm a Republican. When a black person says that he or she is a Republican, all the ugliness, it means like y'all have to tell me what goes through your spirit. We hear a black person is a Republican. We hear about a black person, especially a black man that voted for Donald Trump. Where do you go to conjure up such evil thoughts about that particular black person? Where y'all get it from? What parts of your soul? Come on, somebody. Do you have to dig deep in? And sometimes you don't have to go that far. You just, as soon as you say Trump, all of a sudden black folks just start losing their shit. You know what? So I'm gonna say Trump because I want y'all to feel that. I want you to feel that rage. I want you to feel that disdain that you have. You know who I'm talking about. Y'all know who you are. Because 77 million people in the country don't dislike Trump, like they don't hate Trump like that. Just the losers. And so, just the people who lost. But yeah, but then still. Oh yeah, and the 92% they hate Trump. And wait a minute, the 78% of those black dudes who followed the 92%, they hate Trump. So y'all know what I'm saying? When I say Trump, y'all know what comes up. I mean, y'all get mad, you get accusatory, you start this vicious name calling, you be wishing the worst for them as human beings. You suggested Ricky Smiley and D.L. Hughley and others and Tiffany Cross. A lot of people, y'all suggested that even during Thanksgiving, if you have a family member that voted for Trump or they say they're Republican, don't spend Thanksgiving with your own family members. I want that kind of hate. I want that kind of rage. I want that kind of response and activity aimed towards these funk-ass black rappers and this funk-ass rap music. See if y'all can, because the last I checked, in Memphis and in south parts of Dallas and Chicago, it's not Trump that's running around the streets with switches and shooting innocent, causing harm to innocent people. It's not Trump or black people who are Republicans who are breaking into people's cars and stealing them or coming to their doorbells and shooting at their houses. It's not black Republicans or conservatives who's doing that. Now, I know you have some legitimate criticisms of the current president and Republican Party, just like we have very legitimate criticisms of Democratic Party, be it Biden, Clinton, Obama, all of them. So I'm not saying you shouldn't criticize, but this hatred that y'all have, I need y'all to have it for these Negro rappers. You know what I'm talking about? The ones that accept money from the Jewish record labels. They accept money from the Catholic record labels and agents and Jewish agents, their own hip hop, their own rap music. They accept this money to go out and terrorize their own race. You're talking about racial Benedict Arnold. You're talking about race traitors. These rappers are the biggest Sambos and the race traitors among us. I know y'all call the conservatives, the black conservatives and the Republicans and the black people who voted for Donald Trump. Y'all call them the race traitors. It's the one that make it difficult for your child to go to walk to school in the morning. It's one that make it hard for you to want to go out and have a good time and spend the evening out with your family. Those are the race traitors. Those are the Benedict Arnold. You know, what's interesting about these little Negro rappers, they do all that cursing at the black race. They throw out racial slurs, make the N-word at their own race. At first, it was the men telling the women what to put down their throats and what to put between their legs and bend over and twerk. Now you got the women, the female rappers, talking about, you know, they coochie and their legs wide open and all of that. So the same disdain that y'all show for black Republicans, black conservatives, and black people who vote for Trump, y'all really need to have the very same or exact hatred and vitriol for these Negro rappers. They will influence your child to kill him or herself a lot of times. No, they having to kill. They kill people that look like them. That's what they do. Go look in these black neighborhoods that's considered low income or whatever. They not around there listening to BB and CC Winans. You hear no Shirley Caesar bumping out their cars. They listen to this murder music. And a lot of you who are young parents in your 20s, early 30s, you dropping your children off at daycare smelling like blunts, listening to that murder music, and you wonder why your kids have learning difficulties. Because you got their brains full of blunts and their brains full of that damn music. It's just amazing. So when I see all of this, I said, wait a minute now. It's easy to hate Trump. It's easy to hate a black conservative, but why is it so tough for y'all to get on these rappers' ass? I mean, really get on them. How come y'all don't have protests across the country by the thousands to say we need to get rid of these damn rappers? Y'all don't do that. I know why. Because they're your children. They're your nieces. They're your daughters who are around here selling out our race for $1. Now, in the 80s, we had the drug dealers selling out the race, selling their own people death. Now it's the rappers. They were showing out then, but they're not as worse. They weren't as bad then as they are now. These little bastards and bastards, they make sure that Jewish person give them the right bag. Now you say, well, they ain't just all the Jews. Well, they hired some minions they call these little so-called independent record label owners. They give them a few dollars. They give them $20 to give you 50 cents. So they think they balling. And in the interesting, whenever your son or your daughter want to get in the rap game, they can't rap like Will Smith. They're not allowed to rap like Big Daddy Kane or Queen Latifah or MC Lyte or Moni in the Middle. They're not allowed to rap like Diggable Planets, or they have to rhyme. They have to come out and rap and look like murder and death and destruction to their own race. A lot of y'all out here don't agree with what I'm saying because it's your sons, your daughters that's around here looking crazy and pushing thug and pushing and promoting thought. I would love to see us get angry at that. And please spare me. Well, you know, Rico, It's not the music that's telling people to do that. It's not them. It's the parents' responsibility. See that easy way they like to take out? I mean, the easy route they like to take when they don't want to take responsibility. You know, everything you do, someone is watching you. You're an automatic role model, especially when you're given huge platforms. Isn't it interesting when these rappers get to saying shit like, hey, it's the parents. The parents need to raise them. But it's interesting. You don't want to take responsibility for influencing them to get tattoos on their throats and all down their body and shit, full of pills and full of blunts, guzzling liquor. You don't want to take responsibility for that, but you want to influence them to go out and buy your music. Isn't that something? But you don't influence them, right? You don't say when they're buying, sending your music like to multi-millions of streams. And if they don't even sell CDs no more, when they're buying your music and buying your expensive concert tickets, you don't say, you know what? All 25,000 of y'all parents need to come get y'all and raise y'all. Y'all don't never say that. Rappers, how come y'all don't use that statement then? Well, it's the parents. The parents need to raise them. But y'all rappers don't never say that when y'all influencing them to go out and buy all y'all that ragged ass music y'all put out. And please spare me the bullshit about, well, you know, they rapping what they see. They rapping what's around them. Well, if that's the case, if I were a rapper, I was supposed to be rapping about pimping and hoeing and domestic violence. Based on that logic, they're a product of their environment. Aren't we all, though? But you're supposed to outgrow the bullshit. What you don't do is use your environment to turn on your people in the environment. So I don't give Negro rappers any excuses for selling out our race. And that's what they do. Like the drug dealers did. Drug dealers get you high on crack all year long. This is 80s and early 90s. Excuse me, I'm scratching my nose. Get the people in their community high on crack all year long. Then in my hometown, Memphis, they used to have this thing called North Memphis in May. It was awesome, a nice community thing. It was pretty cool, but it was sponsored by the drug dealers. So the dope boys, every year in the summertime, they would set up like 4 or 5 barbecue grills, man. Plenty of food, DJ out there, and alcohol for the community. Come out. Yeah, man, we getting back to the hood. I guess so. You done got half of them hooked on crack. And you done promoted gang culture. And then soon, and then as the years went on, it got too rough. As soon as they play one song, the little bastards start getting in a huddle like they're Indian tribe. Instead of saying woo doo woo doo woo doo woo doo woo doo with the war drums, these motherfuckers stop throwing up finger signs. You know the finger signs they like to throw up. They're so lucky I'm not a judge, and I got a gang member in my courtroom. I was sentence him or her to a whole year of learning doing the community service with the deaf. I would make them learn sign language since they can twist and bend their fingers for the devil. Maybe you can twist and bend your finger to communicate people who were born with a birth defect, like being born deaf. Maybe you can help them communicate more with the world, since you love to bend and twist your fingers around. I'll tell you, boy. And so, let me share something else with y'all that people don't pay attention to. See, we got all excuses in the world for these little rappers and the damage that they do. It's so sick that a lot of you invite these rappers into your children's schools to talk to them like they some goddamn role models. They're not. They are stepsons and stepdaughters of Satan. They are not. They signed a deal with the devil. And then y'all who's supposed to be Christian, believing black folks, y'all invite these y'all invite these people to come to your minor children's school, or come to where they are, with their destructive and murderous lyrics, with the angry beats. Yeah, I said it. I'm over it. You know, talk about inappropriate behavior, and shout out to Dr. Claude Anderson. Talk about inappropriate behavior. And we behave so inappropriately under white supremacy. It's ridiculous. Let me show y'all want to know something. I need y'all to Google this story. No, y'all remember when fentanyl, it's still going on, opioids, and fentanyl hit white America, rural and white America, had these white teenagers. They were stealing their grandma's prescription pills and getting prescription pills from CVS and Walgreens and all of that, and trying to get the opiates and and the fentanyl and all of that. Well, it's a whole group of Caucasians got together. Now let me go back. You know how when black people got hooked on crack, when they put the crack in the neighborhoods, black neighborhoods, they were criminalized, went to jail, long sentences. And Joe Biden said, I don't care how they got in the situation they got in, they can get help or treatment when they're in jail. That's what Joe Biden said on the Senate floor when he was putting together, promoting that crime bill, 1994 crime bill. Well, when all these hundreds and thousands of white kids, suburban, rural, or whatever, urban, getting hooked on that meth, hooked on the pills, America sounded the alarm. We have to do something about this. We need money from federal government. We need monies from the state. We need treatment for them. They don't deserve this. We need treatment for them. Y'all remember hearing that? And guess what else? They've taken it even a little further. Did y'all know that a group of white folks got some lawyers and they sued Walgreens? They said that Walgreens facilitated them being able to get prescriptions from Walgreens of pills and stuff, right? And so a judge sided with them and said, you know, you're right. And Walgreens lost the lawsuit. Walgreens now has to fork over, I think, $350 million or $350 billion. It's one of those. Walgreens has to pay all those litigants. They did their class action lawsuits against Walgreens. Y'all didn't know that was possible, did you? That they say that black folks they did it because they want to, or there's no excuse for them to do crack. And they didn't take into account that whatever led black folks to want to sell it or smoke it or whatever, but they took in all the accounts what made these white kids steal their grandparents' prescription medications and get hooked on it and falling out on college campuses and falling out on the street in downtown America and all in meth dens and meth houses. Come on, y'all. And so what I'm getting to is, isn't it interesting that all these so-called majority black cities got all these black attorneys? They haven't brought up not one possible lawsuit to save black kids' lives. You ever notice that? You notice that all these black folks, they got the National Association of National Black Association of Bar, not National Black Bar Association, National Association of Black Journalists, all this black. But black people don't benefit from all this. You got all these black attorneys. Let me tell you what they're doing. They don't want to smoke. They don't go to school to give back. Now, individually, they'll say, well, I tried some cases for free. Yeah, for the first 3 years, you got a law school till you got your footing, then you got on down, which is fine. But isn't it interesting that these lawyers, they all try to get car wrecks. That's the easy way. They all go on the car and injury, truck and injury law. They do that. Most of them do want to do that because constitutional law, that's too tough. You got to really use your law degree. You can't be Thurgood Marshall. So I'm getting to this point. How come these black attorneys have not gotten together and filed lawsuits on behalf of probably the federal government, filed lawsuits for the crack epidemic or pandemic? I said academic, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm tripping. Going the crack epidemic. I'm no tripping. Well, how come? How come that none of these high-powered lawyers, or they swear they're so good with their law degree, none of them have ever gotten together to get a class action lawsuit on behalf of the black community? You know the resources that was drained from the black community when it was just overwrought with crack, and what the lives that were taking, the futures that were destroyed. See, they have a lot of evidence, a lot of information they can take to a court, be it federal, circuit court, hell, state court. But they won't do it. Isn't that interesting? But these folks who weren't even attorneys, white folks who care about white youth, got together and got 350, Google that story for me, y'all, 350 million or $350 billion for reparations. And so, what I'm saying, isn't it interesting that you can't get a group of attorneys, black attorneys, or even a group of black folks together and start suing? Well, since y'all say, well, you know, it's these record labels, it's these radio companies, or like iHeart, they won't get together and just pushing this music. And there are studies that show you the negative impact of this music. And there's also, you know, the record labels. You got the radio stations that play the crap. You got the record labels that fund the videos and fund these people that y'all call rappers to perform this music. How come they haven't gotten a lawsuit? In my hometown of Memphis, Tennessee, they know they need to sue Flynn Broadcasting there. They know they need to sue, or Hot 107. They need to sue K97 or iHeartRadio. They need to do a class action lawsuit to get those rap stations out of my hometown. They need to get them out of all these all these areas. And if young people want to listen to that shit, make them go to Pandora. But it should not be played on any airwaves unless it's music where young people get together and have some legitimate fun. You know, like when they hear Heavy D, when they hear Big Daddy Kane, when they hear Eric B. and Rakim, when they hear Diggable Planets, when they hear Queen Latifah, Moni in the Middle, when they hear MC Light, you know, stuff like that. When we had fun and we listened to, hell, I wouldn't care if they play A-Ball and MJG, Skinny Pimp. Look, that's when I was a youngster, you know, in the 80s, very early 90s. I was a youngster when they was out. And Lyrics of a Pimp never caused nobody to want to do a drive-by. Shout out to A-Ball and MJG. Hold on a second, y'all. Street sweeper coming by. Damn. What is he sweeping? Going that damn fast. But anyway, y'all hear me? Well, I'm saying, the same way we feel about black conservatives, black Republicans, black folks who voted for Trump, that's the same vitriol we need to have for these black rappers. You know, well, it ain't just them. I don't want to see. This reminds me of the scenario I want to give y'all. You talking about the symptoms. You need to go to the root cause. That's what people love to say. Anything to deflect with what I'm saying. So this is what I have to say to you. Because you're talking about the symptoms, you need to go to the root cause. And I just told y'all, sue iHeart, sue Flynn Broadcasting, sue Cumulus, or whoever got these rap stations, sue them. Sue them and take their signals, take their stations, and turn into something that actually moves black people forward. Let's hear more NDR Reed or Nita Baker on these damn airways. Let's hear old school rap, the kind of rap that make us want to dance with each other and love on each other and be together. Stop playing this Push Shiesty kind of rap, NLE Chopper kind of rap, this Glorilla kind of rap. Stop playing this stuff. Stop playing Uzi Vert and all them kind of them, all these little underground little thugs full of tattoos. And anyway, y'all, here's that scenario that I give. It's like, y'all ready? It's like, they say, well, Rico, you talking about the symptoms. You need to go to the root. I say, this is a scenario I give. There are roaches crawling all over my countertop. Crawling all over the bread. Crawling all over whatever, out or whatever. So what y'all saying is, let the roaches crawl until I go to every crack, wherever they come from, and try to find out. In the meantime, go to find out where all those roaches came from, instead of just getting a raid and then eventually, I hope I'm back. Then eventually, I'll get to it. So Claude, oh, you coming in? Claude said, why they viewed as heroes. Tipper Gore tried to ban them. I may be wrong. It was what's that name? Dorothy. Dorothy. You know, look at me. Tried to take my son with Tupac was talking about her. I think it was Dorothy. That lady. Claude Brown says I'm gonna have to Google that. Okay. Stacy said they recently ought to bring back the radio station. They really ought to bring back the radio version, yeah. Or just get rid of it altogether, because Stacy, when they're playing it on the radio, they have to do too much. When they're saying bitch and all that, and it sounds so weird, like the bizzit, zit, zit, bizzit, zit, motherfucker. Hell, you might well play the real version. So how about they train them not to use the language in the studio when they make the music, and get them to put out real hip hop and stop this anti-black racist rap music that everyone's bobbing their head to, and a lot of our young people are going to the grave off of this damn music and the images that they produce. But anyway, y'all, I don't want to talk too long. I just want to just pick your brain and make a suggestion. The way y'all hate black folks who voted for Donald Trump, or who are Republicans or conservatives, y'all need to have even the same smoke for these Negro rappers that's really putting a boot up our ass. But anyway, y'all be cool. It's your man Rico their penis. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'll talk to y'all later, all right? Peace.